Hello, friends. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Comfy Org Stream. I'm here with me, Pers, Phil, Machine Delusions, and Julian, AI Art here. And we are super stoked because OmniGen2 dropped, Flux Kontext dropped, both local options for getting that, text-based photo editor '01 vibe going on your machine. So yeah, we're gonna duke it out and have a look at them and see what kind of stuff we can get up to with them and all that fun stuff. Yeah, say hi, guys. What's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hello, everybody. Hey, Phil and Purse. Long time no see, my friends.
No way.
Especially you, Purse.
Yeah, I saw this guy like 2 weeks ago.
Too much.
Last
Too
week?
much.
Last week. So yeah, what have you been up to this week, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, this week, the dev version of Kontext really captivated me. I've been playing with the API version, and I think we all know how amazing it is. It's really powerful. And then Flux Kontext dropped dev, and I've been playing with that locally. And of course, like as expected, there's some shortcomings. However, training image pairings and LoRAs have started to roll out in all of our favorite trainers and our favorite toolboxes. So yeah, I've been diving into that recently and trying to brainstorm, honestly, and play with the model. Where's the shortcomings? What can I do with it? And also, thinking outside of the box, because when you have image pairings, that really opens the door to like a lot of different things we can do.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like we can train the models to do things, which is like super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some really cool models already on Foul and Hugging Face and all the places. Yeah, it's just it's an interesting way to think about working with these models. That you can actually train them to sort of do tasks, which is pretty far outside of just like here's a bunch of images, make images like this. I mean, it is sort of that, but with extra steps. And what about you, Julian? What did you get up to this week?
Yeah, yesterday I was at the ComfyUi LA event, which was cool,
Nice.
I had a good time. I actually did end up also showing and using the Flux context locally.
Cool.
And I used one of the Dustin's trick, and I remember last week when we saw him, we were talking about LoRas, and that was kind of like interesting. I was like, okay, when you say LoRa with context, I'm saying it's got to be tasks, and this is exactly what it is. And it's such a cool concept that you train a LoRa to do things. Zoom out 2x, zoom in macro, or change shirts, or whatever. It's pretty interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to someone yesterday, actually. I'm not going to get in detail, but for what she's trying to do, training a LoRa to context LoRa to do the things she wants is like perfect, because you can just pinpoint to exactly what she's trying to do, and this is insanely powerful. So, anyways, very exciting model.
Amazing. Ashu says I wasted 2 days trying to run one multi-talk. Hey, so have we all.
Except for you. Except for you.
Yeah, I got lucky. But your mileage may vary on that one. Yeah, that's why we haven't really covered. Yeah, we haven't really covered it on this stream because, again, I don't know if it's actually out of the branch yet, even because I know Kajai was on vacation last time I checked. So, yeah, I'm not pushing or anything. I just I have no idea if it's even in main. It's super fun to play with, though, if you're willing to go nuts with the whack-a-mole, dependency whack-a-mole. But yeah. Welcome back from ComfyCon. Hey, thanks, Dre. Hello, Peter. What's up? Period. Dot.
Literally just period.
Some of you need more. Some of you need more usernames, so I can really latch onto something here. I just need something. All right. So yeah, let's just jump over and start playing with them because I know Phil's got some cool stuff he wants to show y'all. So we're gonna just go through the basic workflows, how it all works, how to get the models in the right folders, and then we'll make some stuff, we'll try some edits, and then we'll move over to Phil's cool, crazy thing. So yeah, let's hit it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's us. All right. So I tried to get it to say OmniGen2, but didn't quite get there. That's okay. So basically, let's just start right at the beginning here. So if you go to the ComfyUi manager, when you start up Comfy, if you're on the latest version, you'll see Comfy version 3.4.3 is released. Major new things in this release are the Flux Kontext and OmniGen2 image editing tools. There's 2 links here. Each one of these links goes to the corresponding page, or you can go download the models and it tells you where they go. And there's like example workflows and stuff. This will all be in the templates, I'm sure, very soon. But for just right now, this is how you do it. So just click on Flux Kontext. It'll open up a new tab. And we got the Flux workflows, and under extras, we have our context model now. So you can download either, let me zoom in on this text here. Okay, you can download either the full model file if you have like 24 gigs of VRAM. But if you don't, get this FP8 scaled version if you have 16 or 8 or 12. The FP8 one will fit into your memory probably. This one probably won't unless you have at least, I think it's at least 24. What do you think on that, Phil? How big is because it's like a 26 gig model, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll fit, but I've seen people saying, specifically on Reddit posts, saying that it's taking them 10 minutes, which basically just means okay, you're bleeding into shared memory.
For sure. So yeah, get the FP8 if you have less than 24, just as a rule of thumb. But feel free to experiment. You might. There's probably good guffs by now.
There is, yeah, and there's the Nunchaka, I think it's called. The
there you go.
Yeah, it's like the FP4 precision, I believe it is.
That's probably faster on the 5092, right?
Yeah, the FP8 one actually is not that big of a quality degradation. So I've been playing with both, and they seem fine.
So yeah, get the big one if you have a big GPU. Get the small one if you have a small GPU, and that goes in ComfyUi models, diffusion models. So in your diffusion models folder, inside the models folder. So just drop it in there, and then drag and drop this workflow here, this image, into Comfy, and you'll get this. This workflow. You won't have my pretty face here, which is fortunate. No, it's a good thing. So you just add your image on the left here, and then make sure all your models are up to date. The only other things you'll have to do here is set up the T5, the clip, and the AE safe tensors. If you haven't done this already for WAN or Flux or anything else, all you have to do is go to the manager and go to model manager. Just type in T5 XXL, and it's that first one there, the FP16. So just grab that. It'll put it in the correct folder. And the other one you want is clip_L. Clip_L. So you grab that and it'll put it in the folder. You can either click that little refresh button at the bottom, or you can hit the R key in Comfy and it'll refresh the thing. And the last file is the AE safe tensors file, which is the same one we use for Flux, the same one we use for WAN, I think. I don't know. Or no, sorry, the same one we use for OmniGen is the same one we can use for Flux Kontext. So that's available on the Flux page as well. Boom, boom. Where is that file? I think if you go to Flux Kontext.
What are you looking for?
The
AE, this one right here.
Yeah.
Here's the link right here. I'll put it right in the chat for everybody. But that's the link to the VAE that you'll need. You probably already have this, but I did try to download this from the manager earlier and it failed. I think it's because it needs to be logged in to Hugging Face or whatever to download, all that token stuff because of the Flux gating. So just download it and put it in the folder and you're good to go. There's a full explanation in the workflow. Right here, if you get stuck, just refer to this, and it's all explained where the files go and what they are. So the clips you can get through the manager, but the VAE and the model you will likely have to get manually until it's in the manager. I think my camera just died. That's fun.
Yeah. Real quick, Point asked how many steps does Nunchaku require? It's to my understanding, it's still going to take the same amount of steps. If you're using the Hyper LoRa or any like distillation LoRa, you're going to get the benefits there. The difference is these are 4-point precision quantized models. So even though it takes the same amount of steps, they're much faster per step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like that stuff, that's a little more involved than the default workflow, but it's really just popping LoRas in and using different versions of the models. So if you're curious about that stuff, your first stop's probably Reddit. Look for the latest workflows for this stuff, and then you'll see what people are doing. Then just either take their workflows or just replicate what they're doing in your workflow. The way Comfy works is you can just mix and match ideas. So you don't necessarily have to just grab somebody's workflow and change over your whole brain to their workflow. Just look at what they're doing and be like, oh, if I just weave that node in here, that'll add the thing I need into my workflow, and we move on. So, this just as a general rule of thumb, you don't always have to completely shift gears, and change your mindset. You can just kind of take what you need. Yeah. All right. Where are we now? So, we'll just run through it real quick. You load an image in, it goes through the Flux Kontext image scale node, which I believe just scales it to a size that doesn't blow up your GPU if it's too big. Then we have an upscale here. If your image is too small, you can either do this or you can do any kind of image upscaling you like to get it to the right size. One quick note about that: Kontext really likes it when you give it an image that's around the same size that you're generating. If your image is too small, it'll look crappy. If your image is too big, you can have some serious VRAM issues with the way it's sort of doing its business. So, yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. You want to try to, if you can, resize your image to the canvas size that you're rendering at, and just sort of, crop it at whatever part of the image you want it. So, like for this one, I might crop top or crop center,
Yeah, interestingly, I noticed that let's say I feed in a 1024, but I'm rendering a 512. It actually pushes it top left, and then it's like it took the whole thing, the full 1024 into context, but then it only rendered the top left corner. It was really interesting. Yeah, cool. Conditioning. I think it's just slicing it.
It's moving it over in the plane. Yeah,
exactly.
All right. Cool. So that's about that. That works. You're feeding the image in. And yeah, the way Flux Kontext works, since we haven't really explained it, you feed it an image and you feed it a prompt, and it does what you asked it to do to the image, basically. Or it can take what you've given it and make something new based on the thing. So you, for instance, this man is holding a sign that says Flux Kontext is this guy here, and he's holding a sign that says Flux Kontext. It almost says Flux Kontext. It's pretty close. You could also say this man is running a marathon. This man and another man are running down the street, and it'll try to just take whatever you've given it and do something with it, or change this man's clothes to a Halloween costume, etc., etc. But it goes further and further. Like Phil can elaborate on this, but you can feed it masks, sort of. You can feed it information about what you want to change.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually personally had a ton of luck with the double image. It does the thing kind of. I see a lot of posts on Reddit about just concat them. You throw in an empty latent, whatever. It's a hit and miss thing. The other thing I was messing with was setting a latent noise mask and seeing if I can get the thing to impaint. And it does do the thing, but it suffers from the classic impainting problem where, if I have a square image and I have a circle in the middle and that's where I'm impainting and I render it, it's assuming you're rendering the whole picture, but only displaying the center mask that you masked. So, one thing for you guys to try, the community, and one thing for me to dive into more is merging the blocks from Flux Fill, or using diff diffusion to try to get the thing to cohesively blend a little bit more. However, with Flux Kontext, like we don't really need to do that anymore. Like as you can see here, it's manipulating the image just fine. Those hands that pers are rendering are not in the photo. Like it's hallucinating all of that in painted knowledge, right? So
yeah, you almost don't need that like strict. Oh, my camera went again. Fun. Yeah, see, like here's me dancing in a busy nightclub. Nailed it.
You're alone on the dance floor.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll be right back on my camera for. I just gotta fix one thing here real quick. Good times. All right. Sorry, friends. I'm almost back. Yeah, my camera's been overheating in the heat, I think.
No
it's too hot in your room, yeah.
I think I need to get a.
Crazy.
I think I need to get a. What do you call it? Oh, I think my other camera's almost working. There we go. I think I'm back. Hello, friends. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's overheating. I've seen they have these little fans for them, but whatever. That's way past the point of this. All right, so let's try the same thing in OmniGen because basically this workflow again, you just go download it and it's very similar to like a normal Flux workflow. All the settings are the same. The only thing that's added is this like reference latent guidance thing to feed the image into it, but otherwise it functions almost exactly the same as a Flux like other one of the other Flux models. And in saying that, also it that means it's probably susceptible to all the same fun stuff, LoRAs, things like that. So yeah, this man's dancing in a busy nightclub. Let's slide over to the OmniGen example, which is basically exactly the same setup, except you need the OmniGen, Quen, and the same AE file. So these files are, you guessed it, in the link here when you go to the OmniGen page, and it tells you exactly where they go. Easy peasy. And then all that stuff is also, I believe, in a note. Is on this one? No, not on this one, but it's all on here. It was very easy. Again, it's only two models. You already have this AE safe tensors if you ran the other one. And so we'll run the same prompt here. This man is dancing in a busy nightclub, and see how OmniGen does. To give you an idea of the speed, we are running on a 5090 right now. I am getting 20 steps in about 20 seconds, so about 1.2 steps per second, or 1.2 seconds per step, rather. Not bad.
Yeah,
it's about 4 times faster than my 3090.
Goddamn. Yeah, Ashu suggested add while looking at the camera to the prompt.
Oh, okay.
That could be a good try. Try should be safe too.
While looking at the camera.
The lighting is pretty cool, this one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although it's a little out of focus. And sorry, both models at the same size are rendering at about the same speed.
That's great. Yeah, that's good. Is it a 12 billion parameter model?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Is it OmniGen2?
Yes.
Let me take a look.
I think it's smaller, actually. Sorry, everybody. Got the snizzles. All right. Where were we? Yeah, I mean, looking good. I look like a Confederate soldier or something, but I'm vibing. Let's try. This man is fist fighting a shark on the beach. Let's see if he can get crazy.
the amount of possibilities with these models is amazing.
Yeah.
I put the links to the two Git posts, by the way, here in the chat for you guys if you're looking for the examples.
Nice. Oh yeah. I don't think I'm gonna win. I'm not dressed for the occasion, really.
I mean, you have a diver watch. I think you're good.
Yeah, maybe. It'll let me know how how deep I am. Let's see how Kontext does. Oh, I forgot to put well looking in the camera. So stupid.
It's actually difficult to try to find the amount of parameters for this thing. If anyone knows, drop it in the chat.
For what?
OmniGen.
Oh, it's actually in the. I'm fist fighting with a shark. Okay, I've got a baby shark, and I'm just sort of like throwing it towards people. OmniGen and Flux are completely different models. Yeah, Ramon.
Yeah, they're totally different.
Yeah, OmniGen's by Vector Space Lab or Vector.
Shout out to Peter too for keeping us up to date on the Mac OS. I mean, like that's pretty impressive. If OmniGen2 is running on Mac OS, like that's awesome.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of more info on this stuff in the blog posts. So if you go to blog.comfy.org, there is stuff here. 7B.
7B. Wow. Okay. It is smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah. So OmniGen native supports 7 billion parameter unified multimodal model that combines text to image generation, image editing, and multi-image composition in one powerful architecture. Text to image generation creates high quality images from text prompts. Instruction guided editing, make precise edits with natural language commands. Multi-image composition, combine elements from multiple images seamlessly. Text and images generate clear text content within images. It's powered by Qwen VL 2.5. So it's different than a normal clip because it's kind of got like an LLM in it, I guess is a sort of way to think about it. It's a more advanced clip, so it can understand better, hopefully.
Yeah, the natural language commands.
Like if we say, change the man's shirt to a neon windbreaker and give him an 80s sweatband while he's running away from 17 bears. Just how I like to train.
Yeah, this is how it does.
Fight or flight, really.
Release the bears!
If there are 16 bears, I will be disappointed.
Yeah. It's got to be at least 17 bears.
Yeah, it's so funny how like it does, like even language models, the struggle for the ability to count.
Yeah.
The models just can't count.
I watched a video of them doing VO3 countdown videos, and it's like 10, 9, 8, 8, 8, 4, 6, 1, 8. It's like, oh, okay, all right, okay.
Bears.
Yeah, there could be, right? Like we don't have the whole angle, This is actually pretty amazing.
Yeah,
because it did like 1, 2, 3 things. Let's see how many more we can do. While holding a hot latte and crying.
I also like Odd's idea: 100 purrs versus 1 gorilla.
Yeah. My money's still on the gorilla.
Mine too. Mine too, bud. Mine too.
That's good.
99 of the purrs are just like not paying attention, just ADHDing off in the bushes.
Did you see the YouTube video?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So we've got the neon windbreaker. I've got the 80s sweatband. I'm running away from at least 2 bears. I'm holding a hot latte, and I think I'm crying. Look at that furrowed brow, everybody. That brow is furrowed.
You know what's interesting is like models really struggle with just like crying. You know,
Yeah.
it's a common emotion yet not well represented. I guess. Like I don't know.
So I'm gonna try that same prompt with context and see how
Let's
much
see.
it gets. Change bears to beers. Getting chased by beers.
Nice.
Man, the chat
Curs
Oh
is
versus
no!
Buffalo
Don't catch
beers.
me, beers.
the chat is on fire with the ideas. So it's
Yeah, I
good.
know. It's great. Minimum VRAM for OmniGen. I honestly don't know. Let me see how much it's using.
It looks
Kontext is
It's
using a lot. Kontext is using like 26, but I don't think it actually is. But I'm using FP16. Okay. All right. This one's, I think I actually like OmniGen's a little better. This one looks more like me though.
those
Or at
bears are
least-
terrifying.
Yeah, those bears just look like guys I hired in bear suits to chase me around. They're wearing like boots. They're wearing like
yeah, they're
they
freaky.
got gloves on.
You're going to war, and Starbucks is the target.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give me a venti. I demand my venti.
This man is being extremely demanding in a Starbucks.
Oh my god. I don't even know how to represent that.
Yeah, I know. Like what does
The
that
fun of it
mean?
is just to see.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the hyper LoRAs, they work with context as well. So you can distill it.
I'm not being extremely demanding. Look at
You
my
put a
Starbucks.
thumbs up.
But look, my Starbucks cup has like a mug holder. That's so cool. I want one now.
I love how it still has like the heat protector, even though
Yeah.
it's got a handle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think okay. This man is throwing coffee beans
At the camera?
a barista
Oh my
in
god!
a coffee shop while yelling and throwing hot coffee at the wall. Let's just describe the crash out.
You're so needy. How it's crazy.
I know. Oh, you should change it to Blue Bottle.
Oh my god!
I could never be mad at them. They're too nice.
Yeah, too good.
Kontext works great on my 4070 Ti FP8. That is good to hear. Yeah, sorry. Somebody asked about minimum VRAM for OmniGen. Let's find that out, actually. Let's take this. Okay, there's just coffee beans flying around. It's starting to lose the idea. Let's try to feed this same prompt into OmniGen, and we'll check the VRAM usage. You know what? My VRAM usage here is going to be completely out of whack because I actually think I have both models loaded into memory at the same time right now. Because this GPU has 32 gigs, right? And it's not hesitating at all when I go to load stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. So I think I can check by going pip install MVI top. MVI top. Yeah, it looks like about 14 gigs for OmniGen. Okay. All right.
Oh, this is good.
It's a little more like the prompt. This man is throwing coffee beans at a barista in a coffee shop while yelling and throwing hot coffee at the wall. The coffee's so hot it's on fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Pretty good.
What's around your? Are those suspenders? What's in your neck?
I think it's my hair is braided into my suspenders, so I'm sort of keeping my overalls up with my braided hair.
It's efficient, really.
Yeah, might be a little painful.
I'm waiting for my dreads to get that long, so I can just strap them to my
attach
pants.
Them. Yeah, just attach
tie them on the belt loops,
Yeah, naturally. Okay, so then let's. Okay, what's a good test for this type of situation? Then, like beyond like just getting more and more complex models, like you see, like turn this man's shirt blue.
Yeah, like I've been trying a lot of like the camera positions because the only context that I have, pun intended, is the Pro and the Max models. So I've been really just seeing like, okay, where does the model, the dev, the open source models weights, where do those fall short? And I know that the Max and Pro models are really good with the camera positions. They're really good with posing. And I've actually been kind of struggling a little bit with posing specifically. And sometimes I get this weird artifacting when I say like pull the camera, zoom out. What happens is it'll like burn the original image, but then hallucinate the outsides. It's very strange. I don't know if anyone else has gotten that.
And
Not
so
yet.
so for the zoom out thing, I can share like a trick from Dustin, from BFL. Because I was talking about this, is sometimes what he said is, because I was trying to just do zoom in, zoom out, like very simply, and his trick is more like you want to describe what you're expecting to see when you zoom out. So you don't just say zoom out, but just describe what you will see once the zoom out is done.
Got it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if it can put me in a prom dress. So here, what I'm doing is I'm stitching one image onto another image and seeing if it can sort of understand what we're doing here. It probably might not do the thing. Yeah, this happens a lot. It just like inpaints a bunch of stuff and like sort of gives you what you had going in. So this is what we were talking about like, yes, it has multiple image input, but I might have to smack this seed like 10 times before it actually kind of does what I needed, or I'm not asking it to do what I needed to do correctly. Which is also something, so it could be the seed, could be the prompt. There's a million things. It might just not ever do it. Now it just looks like I really want that prom dress.
Yeah,
it did do the blue shirt thing very well though. Change his man clothes to a prom dress. I'll just get rid of the other image and we'll see. I've gotten poses right. Follow the prompt guide, the comfy post. It makes a difference over natural language. Oh, okay.
Yeah, what is the prompt guide on that? I think you have the note loaded up. Is it
which one, for Flux?
Yeah, right there. Is that note it? No, okay.
No. Yeah, looking good.
Oh, goodness.
Damn, purse.
Would you guys take me to the prom?
I would take you to the prom, but I would leave you there though.
Yeah.
I would just drop you off.
Yeah, because MJ would leave with me, obviously.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, that's actually pretty incredible. Like it looks like a photo.
No, it looks real and it's disturbing.
And it's odd. Change the man's facial expression to
be sassy,
be very, very happy, laughing maniacally, and zoom out to a wide shot. Star wipe to laughter, star wipe to sadness.
Yeah, Purr's got some nice skin in that one. Smooth.
Yeah, I exfoliate. Okay, it zoomed out a little bit.
Okay, so zoom in here. Zoom in on this picture. This is what I'm talking about. See this burning that happens on the original picture? And then it just cuts off where it starts to hallucinate?
Mm-hmm. You can see it actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's like quite a stark line. I don't know. I'm unsure why it's doing that. Because you think it would be... This seems like a pretty easy thing to get the model to do. Just push the image back, right? Like inpaint the outside.
Yeah, it might just be the way it does its inpaint thing. It could be any of these settings too. Maybe my guidance is too low. Like maybe it should be 3.5.
I've been running guidance at 100.
Really?
Yeah. I find it actually does follow the prompt a little harder. But it's
probably got to be like soft capped somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't break it.
Oh. Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the only situation I found that it actually did this too, which was
like zooming in or zooming out.
Yeah, zooming out specifically.
Yeah, so what if we zoom in on the face? Should be 2.5. I try 2500.
2500.
Quarter rule.
Yeah. What do you mean, Cosmic Crafter? Cosmic said he's been using the quarter rule.
I clicked it too.
I know.
Yeah, you can see that line there. I wonder what that is. Those aren't human teeth, but they're certainly something. Some real nonsense here. All right, let's try. This man is surfing
the web.
the internet in 1995.
There we go. I'm curious of what this is.
What is that?
Yeah. Surfing the internet.
I'm expecting like a cyber cafe.
Yeah, probably. Just a sad fluorescent cyber cafe.
I got my money on literally surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm
on a computer.
I'm going to keyboard, no surfing.
I hope you're on the keyboard. That'd be sick. Oh, damn it!
It's like super close to the original too.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's actually a really good one.
Now I'm going to surf the beach. Let's see if I'm just surfing on the beach. On the sand.
I'm finally rendering on my 4090. It's pretty slow on my end, by the way, with the full model.
Like, would you say multi-minute?
Yes, I would say. I can do another test.
So are you in shared memory?
That's odd because it only takes a minute on my 3090.
Huh. Weird. With
Kontext, it should be about 30 seconds on a 4090, give or take. Okay, I'm on a surfboard on the beach. I mean, yes. That's a good question. Let's see what happens. Let's make it widescreen.
Yeah, bump the ratio.
See what it do.
Yeah, the other thing that I've been trying to thinking of is what if you did like the vase trick where you put the item where it would be in the composition and leave the surrounding area just blank? Would it, kind of hold that context and fill the surrounding?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Let's look. Yeah.
You know what I mean, Pers? Can you add padding to the whole image?
Oh, I see. Just to see if it can just
Yeah, would it put Pers further in the background if there's white on the outside?
White on the side, and then this way it's gonna have full freedom. And I'm doing a test now. I started with the model loaded, and it seems to be quicker indeed. I'm at so far at 45 seconds. Yeah, it took 45 seconds.
Yeah, okay, so that's way more in line.
It's so good. Oh, my goodness.
I think that's the right amount.
Here we go.
Not quite.
Put 512 on every side.
Yeah, I guess, eh?
Just so you're super small. But I guess are you feeding in an empty latent right now?
The latent image is... Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely centered me more.
I think you skipped over leg day on this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't shame my little chicken legs. Chat's roasting my legs. They're not my legs, guys.
So,
I'm holding a credit card.
Perfect. Juan
That's
said,
actually super interesting because it's like definitely.
Did it help?
I mean, it's definitely putting me in the middle. Like it's.
What? Okay,
like,
push now. Like add only padding to one side, like 1024 0 on the other kind of vibe.
Just to see if it's
I wanted to see if it like pushes like composition.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So Juan said, I found that context model found difficult on proportions when you only provide like a portrait or a half portrait. Mm-hmm. So I found the same thing. And what I found to solve this was if you're only providing like a top up, portrait shot of someone, but you want the full, render it in like a super long aspect ratio, and it will actually fill out the full character. If you only provide like the top end of a body, it will try to fit the whole body within like the square, and then that's where you get like the super distorted aspect. But if you really extreme the aspect ratio, then you will get a full body with the portrait body as like reference.
I'm gonna try right now. Actually,
this did nothing.
Yeah, that's super strange. Okay, well, I mean, it was a good test.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I put this man is standing beside his twin brother, and it just like
duplicated it basically.
Wait, sister.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. That's gonna be great.
Do you think it's gonna do it?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what if you do like before and after? Maybe you could do like before and after images like this.
Like standing beside a younger version of himself.
Yeah, like weight loss videos and stuff like that. Oh, crazy.
Oh, let's do it. Let's go.
No, okay. Weight loss side by side before and after.
Oh, like this is awesome.
Or do a younger version.
Think it'll do it? I don't think it'll do it.
No, it definitely will. It did the girl just fine, right? I think it'll do it.
Do one that would be interesting, a younger version of yourself by keeping the same facial proportions.
Interesting. Spot the difference. Is that Greta?
It's Perdita.
Oh, okay. All right.
What?
Bad seed, I guess.
The weight loss thing. But again, yeah, that like I was saying about the seeds, like a different seed might have resulted in a different thing happening there too. So if you get something like this, just pop another seed because like you don't know unless you've done like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I looked like as a kid.
That's amazing.
I said this man's standing beside a younger version of himself. This man's standing beside a werewolf. How do you spell werewolf? W-A-R-E, wolf. Yeah.
One thing that I've been doing is saying replace the X with X. So in this case, I would say replace the gray with a younger version of himself, kind of thing.
I see. So you specify, you tell it like, okay, it's going to find the gray, and in the gray, do that.
Oh my god!
Just hanging out with a werewolf. That's pretty good.
Is that what you typed?
Good. Yeah. It's literally what I put.
Animorphs, let's go.
Yeah, dude, we're just chilling. That's my homie.
It's Super Beasts AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Oh man, where has he been?
I talked to him recently. He's good. He's good. Busy but good.
Yeah.
Miss that guy.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Is that Harry Purster?
Yeah, Harry Purster.
This man is standing with a Godzilla. This is kind of cool though that it works like this. And if this works, I want to try see if it'll like if switching the sides of the padding switches the location of the people in the Okay, yeah. So just chilling with Godzilla. With a Godzilla.
Oh my God.
I'm like, we're eating fine tonight. You and me, Godzilla. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So we can use padding to control composition, given you get the right combination of prompts and seeds.
Yeah.
This man taking a selfie at the Eiffel Tower, and then we're going to change the padding to the top. So we're going to see if, and we're also going to change the ratio to tall and see if it can go up.
Yeah, Neko is like, this is how I've been testing it. It works better with a saturated color. Yeah, exactly. So the example that I've been doing is just like switch the pure neon red square to whatever, right?
Nice. It did the thing.
Oh, that's cool. That's sick. Well, there you go. So this is a nice little trick.
Yeah.
Manipulate the composition with just padding. What if it was a different color? Like, what if it... Can you change the color on that node of the padding?
No.
Yeah, okay.
But
on some nodes you can.
You can maybe stitch. Yeah, you can maybe...
I don't have the image blank node on this
Yeah.
install Comfy. But yeah, I think if you just change, we could try that another time. But Phil, if you want to talk about your trainer thing before we run out of time.
Yeah, sure.
Please share your screen. I'll drop off here.
Let's do it. I guess entire screen is... Where's browser? Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, cool.
There we go.
All right, cool. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is Ostrus's AI toolkit. Very, very useful, very, very handy. And if you want to go get that, it's AI toolkit, Ostrus on GitHub. Looks like this. Definitely go play with it. It's an awesome tool. Allows you to train all sorts of things, Flux models, all the WAN models, et cetera, and it just comes slam packed with a bunch of scripts and stuff for you to play with. So he recently added the ability to train Flux Kontext LoRAs. And you come over here to training, and you can add a job, and everything looks like this. Super, super speedy rundown tutorial of how to do this. You enter your LoRa name here. You come down, switch to Flux Kontext. A prerequisite: go to settings, drop in your Hugging Face token. It's your key. It allows you to download the model into your local instance, or if you've got this on like a run pod. And so your LoRa name goes here. You switch this to Flux Kontext Dev. If you know what you're doing, you can start to tweak the LoRa type. You can switch to a loker or switch the rank. If you don't know what you're doing, leave everything here as default. He's got pretty solid base settings. Come down over here to dataset. And this is where you're going to be manipulating your data sets. Data set here, if you click this, you can add a new data set, and you can name it. You can click and drag them in. But the idea here is you create 3 data sets: the original image, the target, so that would be your pairing, right? So the original is the original. The target is what you want it to change to, and then the test is just literally your validation images. So in my case, I just have 3 in that data set. And if I click on target, for example, I have all the images as well as the text that would go as the prompt for the image manipulation. So in this case, what I would tell the context model would be upscale this image. And so we go back to our jobs. And then you select the target as your dataset 1. Leave everything as default. If you don't have 24 gigabytes of VRAM, you're going to have to toggle off 1024. If you have 24 or less, you will have to toggle off 24. So 768 is the highest you can do on a 4090 or a 3090. If you're running this on RunPod, 48 gigabytes or higher, or a 5090 32, you can toggle on higher res. And then down here we have sample every, and then your prompts. So the way that this would work is if I set this to Kontext Dev, and so we get this, make this cartoon, and then control image. So this is the path. So it looks something like, let me close these. It looks something like this. So it'd be like upscale this image and then paste that like this. And here's the arguments. And this would be the path to the validation picture, which would be in your dataset test. And then basically once it's up and running, if I go to training jobs, you can see I'm in the middle of training one right now. You can click on it. We can see I'm training this one for 3,000 steps. And I'm about 900 steps in right now. You can see I'm using 28 out of my 48 gigabytes of VRAM. I am doing 1024. And if I go to samples, you can see what the model actually does. So I have 3 images here, right? The first set of images are my validation. So these are the straight up just the original images. But this is what Flux Kontext would do with the prompt upscale this image. So it basically does nothing. And so a lot of you are probably wondering at this point, like, what am I even trying to achieve here? Well, in Comfy, I took a bunch of images and I downscaled them, and I basically just made them really pixelated. Yeah. And then my image pairing was the really crappy pixelated one, and then the really sharp upscaled, like the original, essentially. And that was my pairing. And so now I'm training that in reverse, essentially, so that if I give Flux Kontext a crappy image, I want it to upscale it and depixel it. And if I click through here, it's bugging out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if I flip through here, you can actually see the model. So this is 0 steps. This is 250 steps. This is 500, 750, and so from this all the way to this. I don't know if this is coming through on the stream.
It is.
Yeah.
It's much better.
But yeah, it's impressive. So I mean, you can really now start to see the power of this. A lot of people I see are training like things like, oh, like I've trained a shirt in, I've trained a person, I made people's heads bigger. But like, there's a lot of implications of this model that we could use for preprocessors or just straight up upscalers or whatnot. And it's
there's already a depth one. There's like
exactly
a bunch of crazy stuff already.
So this one's also a really good example. 0 steps, 250, 500, 750. So it's incrementally getting better, but from 0 to 750, it's incredible. And so my data set's 100 images. Now that I've proven the concept, I'm going to scale it up quite heavy. And also the thing to note is these 3 validation images are not in the training data. So it's never seen these before. And that's really exciting. So it really truly is working on novel information. And so that's AI Toolkit.
And Phil, explain again what the concept of the third image, the test one, what that meant.
Right. So in the data sets, basically, if you're running on local, you don't really need to do this, right? Because if I go back to the training, if I just make a new training job and I have to set this to Kontext Dev so I see it, it's basically saying here's my validation prompt, and then I have this argument, and then this is an absolute or relative path to the image that would be put in as the Flux pairing, right? Because we have to understand that this trainer was designed for just base Flux, and base Flux, you never needed to put in an image to test the results of your LoRa. It was always prompt to image. It was never image to image, right? And so he built in this absolute path thing. If you know where the image is on your computer, you could just straight up put it here, right?
Oh, I see.
But the way I did it was I just created a data set called tests, and here are the 3 validation images. And then if I go to again the train, the job and whatever, I put in the path at the very end. So that's all that is.
That makes sense, actually. It's just okay. That's cool. Good idea.
Yeah, and so this is the trainer. I just dove into it this morning, and again, got it all up and running. I'm on an A6000. I've been running this train for almost 5 hours now. 4 hours and 45 minutes. I've gotten through just under 1,000 steps, so it's quite slow. However, I am running this on full 1024 res. I might scale this up and put it on an H100 and like really throw a data set at it, like a couple thousand, see if I can pull the quality of the whole model
up,
right? Like put a not just limit myself to one pairing, but limit really add in like, I saw Pers struggling with some compositional things. Hey, we've got Flux Pro and Max at our disposal. I throw $20 at that API. I literally synthetically create the data that I need, and then I train that in, maybe with like an upscale pass just to super clean everything up. But like I train that into dev, and now I'm pulling the quality of the entire dev model up with multiple pairings, doing multiple different tasks that I see are struggling in the dev model. And yeah, like it's really, really exciting to have something like this. For me, it kind of reminds me of like the style GAN era, where it's like this GAN makes cartoons and all it does is image in, image out, and kind of like an image to image, style transfer. But the way they trained that was literally the same way that we train this, right? They had an image pairing and they trained the image pairing and say, make this look like that. And then they took one away and said solve for X. And then, every time you run an image through, it does the thing. And so that technology's been around for like a decade now, honestly. But to have something at the forefront, so powerful, so accessible, and to have like the ability to throw $100 at RunPod and like really do some damage in the open source community and make something beautiful.
Yeah.
It's super sick. I'm gonna stop sharing here for a sec, and I'm going to share my my Comfy tab. I'm not gonna run these, but I just want to show you how I've kind of been using like the Flux Kontext. So I've actually been kind of going through like a more incremental process where I chain them together. So you can see I have 3 prompts here and 3 outputs, and they're all incremental micro edits, right? And so the first one here, I'm just creating a vintage TV, and I'm actually not even using the reference latent. Remember, guys, like this context model can do text to image.
Yeah, still a text to image model.
It's still a text to image model, right? So you can still create just raw pictures with it. And then the next one, the image kind of comes out something like this, right? This was created with Flux. It was a TV with a neon red screen. Again, going back to that comment we were mentioning. And then the next prompt is, replace the red screen with a creepy black and white eye. And then the final prompt, make the image black and white just for like aesthetic reasons. And then this one up here, a little more creative. Take this image, turn it into a plastic toy on a black and white background. Then it's put this inside of an appropriately themed cardboard box that says yeet. The yeet thing is optional, obviously.
No, it's not.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
And then the last one is just put this item on the store shelf. And I mean, it does the thing. But it does the thing because I'm not trying to cram so much into a single prompt. I'm making incremental edits. Yeah, I'm really bringing it there incrementally. And man, you can really craft some wild like 0 to like that's a complex option or a complex result very quickly when you just chain 3 or more of these together. But that's kind of how I've been messing around with the context models.
That's awesome. Right on. Well, yeah, as always, everybody swing by the Discord and let us know how you're using these models, and you hit the stream suggestions if you want us to cover anything specifically in particular. And yeah, we'll be back on Friday. I don't know what we're doing yet, but it'll be fun, I'm sure. Maybe something will come out, maybe something won't, but we've still got a backlog of fun stuff to play with.
So much.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you very much. Few people in the Discord have asked us to do like hangouts after the streams again, so we'll try and figure that out. Maybe for next week or the week after. We'll just take it to the Discord afterwards, and we'll just hang out for some extra time. And then, if you guys have questions, you want to hang out with us and work on some stuff, we'll be there. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Julian.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you really, 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 really soon.
Peace out, guys.